Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with MP on GTA 5 trying to do a stunt jump with a bike. Everything is lined up fairly well, however, just doesn't quite make the distance required. They do manage a fantastic grind, a bounce of a concrete barrier, and then managing to sink the bike in the water. I mean, the stunt was... Tony Hawk would have been impressed with said stunt. Didn't quite nail the landing on that one though. The Shy Ammonite up next on GTA 5 with something really, really weird. Well, the AI are not always the cleverest thing in the game. This lot have got very, very confused. So, it's not perhaps uncommon if an explosion goes on or something happens on the motorway for the AIs to freak out, and they do occasionally turn around in this manner. However, you don't normally have everything doing it, especially when there is nothing going on further down the road. There is no reason for the AI here to be doing what it is doing. I mean, time passes and they're still doing it. You can see from the other angle now. They kind of get here, stop, and then turn across. They were doing amazingly well, actually managing to crash into anything. And there are a couple of shunts along the way, but actually no sort of major crashes going on. You can see cars kind of spawning in the distance down the road, but for whatever reason at this point, the game has decided the only thing to do, and actually whether they're sort of actual cars or just there's some sort of lights trying to pretend they're regardless, whatever's going on further down the road, I don't know. What I do know is that everything is continuing to make this peculiar U-turn. They now try to go 4 wide into the U-turn. The Ruiner gets crashed into a little bit through there. The Ruiner crashed into something else as well. Now this goes on for a little while. Fast forward a bit, and well, now you've got a massive traffic jam going on as they don't know what to do. I don't know. Obviously something's upset them, something's preventing them from going down this road, and this is the only way they can sort it out. But I've never seen that one before. I have never seen that one before. It's very, very weird. And that's a lot of cars. There's a lot of cars in one space, all determined to go the same way. And I mean, they're kind of sorting... I mean, they're not sorting themselves out amazingly well, but they are mostly getting through here, which does kind of surprise me. Zero the Wanderer up next on Forza Horizon 4 is doing one of the cross-country races. Now he's going up towards, I guess, sort of an early jump, carries good speed with the Toyota, goes over the top of a rally fighter that hits something. I don't know what. The rally fighter just gets launched into space, but you can see it's still just starting to come down. They got a huge jump. I mean, the player here is unbelievably lucky that they didn't get taken out by it, because they were almost above it. It overtook almost by swapping sides. I almost got taken out as it pinged up. I don't know. I thought, initially when I saw this, I thought the rally fighter hit the floor and bounced back up, but it doesn't actually hit anything in super slow-mo. So we see the Land Cruiser goes for a jump across it. I mean, literally just as it is cleared, it hits an invisible something or other and just fires it back up into the sky. I mean, that got some serious height over there. There's definitely missed a checkpoint or two from that sort of fight. Also, the AI up ahead do some derpy things as well, which is always entertaining. It was well wide of the checkpoint, but never mind. BMW next on Watchdogs is racing around through the streets, in a supercar. I actually play Watchdogs, know the name of the cars on this one. But, minding their own business, carrying plenty of speed, doing a good job of avoiding all of the traffic and everything. Come up towards a bridge. Not pressing any buttons on this one. However, the cement mixer has had enough. You shall not pass onto this bridge. I guess the cement mixer spawned in, got a bit stuck in the railing, and when it pinged out, it just happened to ping out directly across in front of the player, ruining their day. Robert next on State of Decay is driving around in a little sports car, MX-5 looking thing. Now it turns out curbs are mean in this game as well. First we go on a curb to try to avoid a roadblock. The car goes onto its side. Doesn't quite fall over, but skids along on its side. That's the kind of first warning that, could be problems with the curbs. And then the next time trying to get off the curbs, this time we're upside down. Yes, curbs are dangerous. Turns out in many games, curbs are dangerous, and now said car is stuck on its roof. I don't know if you can write cars in this game, but it's certainly not gone particularly well for this vehicle that's now doing a little dance while stricken on its roof. Speaking of vehicles falling over, Victor up next is on Borderlands 3. Yes, there are vehicles in Borderlands 3. And it's not just the rally games where you can get the bounce and roll and land on your wheels and carry on surprisingly well. Though it turns out you can do it in Borderlands. This will just take a kind of small jump off of a cliff. When it goes too nose first into the ground, the game decides, you know what, you should probably go for a roll. It's actually a pretty good landing. No time was really lost in all of that, pointing in the right direction and everything. However, the next landing, that was not quite so good. Or, I say next landing. I think that's one way to park. Not the best. not the best at all. K-Mac up next on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. Now, they're calling in a Predator strike, a drone strike, if you like. The thing is, well, they were quite close to it. And when the missile went off, it shoved the Jeep, the truck, whatever it is they're hiding behind, across a little bit, into where they were standing. And now, they're stuck inside the car. You can throw... Oh, that's probably not what you wanted to do with throwing the grenade. Until you get grenaded. It doesn't really work. Trains with Nick on Wreckfest is messing around with a combine harvester against some lawnmowers when they managed to do a double takedown. Yes, so they hit the front of this lawnmower, launch the driver off. The driver then flies around and then pings in front of another lawnmower. I mean, it's quite a dramatic falling off of the lawnmower, I must say. It's sort of premiership levels of falling off the lawnmower. Now, from the replay from like on board with this, I guess there's a little bit of lag or something. It doesn't quite show the person hitting, but still, it's a good bit of bowling. A good bit of bowling going on right there. And finally, we are on to a Microsoft Flight Simulator with Est, and as they zoom out of the map, something's gone wrong. Yes, that's not supposed to be there. I mean, I'm working on the assumption there's this model of the plane that's loaded for some reason, and when they're in the map, it's definitely not supposed to be there. It's definitely this. I mean, that is an impressive aircraft right there. It is the size of a planet. I mean, it's also impaled a planet. The models are, yeah, there are people there, and of course, if you're actually trying to use the map, you can't go anywhere in that particular area because it's the plane stuck there. I don't know what's caused it. I still love it. It might be one of my favourite weird things that have gone on in a FailRace episode. And there's been a lot, but just giant planet-sized plane is quite entertaining. That, though, is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There'll be a link in the description. At the very top of the page is the FailRace clip submission section. And there you can find all the rules and how to submit them. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.